Hey guys, it's Dom here, and today I've been asked to make a neutral shout deck, and that's quite ridiculous. So instead, I've decided to make a neutral shout deck with 10 endurance cards, and I'm gonna say this has been one of the most painful decks I've ever played. If you want to give it a go, you're a bit ballsy, but just watch these games and you understand how intense it gets and how desperate you're waiting for turn 12 just to get Alduin, Parthenax, or Alduin, or even Cool Dragon. Like, these 4 cards are the ones which save you. But anyway, let me just show you how these goes. And if you enjoy these games, please like and subscribe. It does mean a lot to me and it really helps the channel out. Right, so here we go. It's an assassin deck against this mostly neutral but with a bit of endurance deck. Okay, we're going to get rid of Reflective Automaton because we have Old Salty's Assault to grab it. Might seem like a weird choice, but when 80% of your deck is neutral, you need some form of viable swarm mechanic. And Reflective Automaton's actually really useful in this deck, and getting it from Old Salty's Assault's quite good as well, because it counts as a dragon. And as it counts as a dragon, it means it will reduce the cost of Alduin, who is in our hand, and the big cards in this deck are very much the game plan. See, I was told to make this deck with just neutral cards, but I don't think it would be at all viable if it just had neutral cards. So I thought, throw in 10 endurance cards, because I've never actually shown off a pure endurance deck on this channel. So I thought, endurance and neutral, what a combo. And Daggerfall Mage, we're going to get rid of the ward. We're not really going to focus on kind of hitting face. We're focusing on removal here, just because I don't know if they're going to have lots of cards like Wardcrafter in hand, just so they can keep on farming that for Tomes of Alteration. The issue as well with the attribute that I have chosen is that I didn't take any of the silence mechanic cards from it, so our ways of removal are very limited, to say the least.
Hunt is on.
This deck very much relies on Cool Dragon and the big dragons to save the day, as you will see very soon.
Unclad fools.
Okay, Frazzled Alfiq. This beautiful looking animation that it has.
Unclad fools.
Oh, and then that one's going to get off its zapper again, isn't it? Thing is, those zaps can actually hit face. So if this, from what it looks like, actually might be a Wax Wayne deck, this could be horrible. So I do need to try and get rid of these units. I don't want to be zapped to death by a bunch of cats, but I guess that might be what happens. Okay, well at least we're on the Wayne turn, so they'll be buffing themselves up. I mean, that's kind of good, because Spine of the Eldest Blood can take that, and then Nahug Leave that we have in hand might be decent at getting rid of the other one. I mean, if we're attacking now though with them, that's interesting, because maybe it means they're not going to be using any Wayne abilities this turn. Okay. Right, maybe if I put Nahug Live or Word Wall, actually, that would be really good. Mainly because we can buff up Cool Dragon, which is a bit of a lifesaver in this deck. And then we'll put down our Mudcrab Ankle Snapper, just because either, what it means is if they do play any Wax or Wayne cards this turn, they're going to have to divert the kind of zapping towards either the Ankle Snapper or Spine of the Eldest Blood, and having to kind of choose one or the other. It does mean, obviously, they can get rid of the one which is much stronger, but they're going to be doing both this turn, never mind.
Dark times breed dark.
That was the one card I didn't really want to see. I can't stress how much I'm actually, creasing at the moment, because, they've just made an army of cats. Look in the top left corner where you can see what they've been doing. Those frazzled Alfiks have actually been destroying me. Right, Cool Dragon needs to clutch it. That's what we like to hear. Right, we're going to get rid of one of the Alfiks, and then the other one, because they need to be God. And then that is our go. And the good thing about this is actually now, they've only got 4 cards in hand.
For a brighter future.
Okay, Old Salty's Assault. Not bad for some Swarm. Oh, God. This game is actually quite stress-inducing, I will admit. That's issue. I need to keep Mulamnir alive for the sake of doing the damage. I'm going to have to take Embassy Guard. Actually, that's quite good, because it means I can put it in the Shadow Lane, and they have to use both their attacks on it. I'm going to have to get rid of one of my units already over there. Sorry, Enraged Mudcrab, or whatever that was. And we'll get down Young Dragonborn as well. I mean, I know the ring could be used to try and get us a bit closer to Alduin, but yeah, no, I feel like once all of our dragons get removed, and Reflective Automaton, of course, that means that he'll be nice and cheap for us. That Mighty Conjuring is... the issue about that is that it summoned a very strong unit with Ward, and that just means we can't use our very luckily grabbed Mulamnir to get past it.
For a brighter future.
Are they going to have much to use Wax and Waning with, though? So I can see them hovering over their Moongate, so they've clearly got something in hand, which will use Wax and Wane abilities. They're going to trade another gun for face. I think they're trying to end this now. I mean, one thing I will say about this deck is I'm proud it's making my opponent need to think. Because I thought I'd make this as a challenge for myself. And it is a challenge. I guess I'll just leave it at that. Right, how about we do that, trade there. And then we need to get rid of the Dougie Rot. And then if we put down a guard in the Shadow Lane, because that's the bigger issue at the moment. When both of these are dead, Alduin is going to cost 10. So we can easily summon him if we just destroy both of our units. Although we don't want to play Alduin until they've thrown a lot onto the board, which is the issue. Because we might not have a correct opportunity. And one of the issues with them playing Intelligence is that they'll have Lightning Bolts, and possibly Arcano as well. And when they have cards like that, it means direct damage to the face is always an issue. And them shackling that is also a big issue, because it means we can't just suicide it, and there's another bloody Electronac. Okay. Just try not to stress out over this. If I just RNG Cool Dragon, I guess. I mean, it's going to be all 3 words. Kind of hoping I went with the Shadow Lane now, but guess not. Alduin's still a bit too pricey. So if we Halls of Colossus, I mean, I'm torn between going for Clockwork now, where I can just give him the drain, but then he might get destroyed, but it does keep us in this game a bit longer, or putting him in the Shadow Lane where he has guard, and meaning that the Lava Atronac won't completely swamp us, just in case they've got any form of fancy removal. And you know, we'll put down a Spider Worker in the field lane maybe, just for a bit of extra draw power. And maybe even a Word Wall, just get down all the guard we can, just in case they have something big planned. Now we got ample dragons on the field. Alduin should be possible to grab if we manage to survive another turn. And then they're gonna what? Can I get rid of Carl Drokonid? However you meant to say his name. I mean, he is a pretty strong unit, to be honest.
Guards, to me!
Okay, yeah, that's. I mean, it's a good thing for them to drop now. Come on, yeah, put on a few more units. Yeah, we're gonna have to Alduin next turn. Yeah, throw down that Mystic as well. Cafe Rod, that's it. Okay, so they've got 2 cards in hand, and you know what? I'll throw that at it as well. Just so I've got an even cheaper Alduin now. All of their units gone. Greybeard Mentor as well, just so we can draw another shout. Solitaire, nice. Halls of the Colossus. Clockwork Dragon in the field lane for Drain, because we are way too low on health. And they've got 2 useful cards. I mean, I guess the Centurion's alright, but they're not going to be really using that anytime soon. I think we might have actually done it. We might have pulled this deck off. A viable, mostly neutral Shout and Dragon deck. And they can just consume a Lava Atronach for a Storm one, can't they? Yay! Honestly, I'd actually be surprised if this deck could win 2 matches. But it's a good fun, painful ride for me. And that's what these request decks are. They're just able to see if we can actually make some decks out of some crazy ideas. And we get another clutch. We're gonna leave Dormant Centurion. He can stay for a bit longer. Or do we just get rid of him, just in case they get an action and then it sneaks up on us? I mean, yeah, I'm kind of worried they're gonna draw a lightning bolt and be able to pull it through if I just let that thing stay. I mean, we have Midnight Snack as well, was like a nice guard option. We're not grabbing a Reflective Automaton, and we're not going to be breaking any runes until we can easily win this in 1 turn. Right, what are we going to grab? I mean, I could go Naga Leave again, but I'll put him in the field lane. There we go, we've pretty much won this now. As long as we don't have some prophecy issues, we should be fine. They've got 1 card to play about with. And then after that, it'll just be prophecies. Okay, well, I guess we just hit face. Now there's... I mean, I'm going to just do it a bit recklessly, to be honest. I mean, I've made it this far, I do want to be careful of runes, but at the same time, I just want this game to end.
I'll feast on your flesh.
So I'll just hit there, and then hit for 6, end it there. Right, that's game 1. Took a bit of time, but we did manage to finish it. Crusader, hopefully. This is a relatively new player who wants to take things slow, so I can show off this deck. You know, we're just going to keep this hand, just because I worry that if we mulligan into something else, we're going to get some big old bricks. And although Spider Worker does seem like a bit of a useless card, it's literally just there so we can kind of thin out our deck. Midnight Snack will be also quite useful just to reduce the cost of any of our dragons. I mean, hopefully we don't draw into a Reflective Automaton, but we can only hope. Alduin again! That's good. you might be seeing a common theme on how this deck does well, and that's Alduin. I mean, it's just no, it's all the big dragons, but just Alduin, of course, is really useful for his whole, board removal. Cool dragon again quite early, which is nice. Hopefully we'll manage to get some word walls so we can buff it up. Right, what are they playing?
I'll take the bad guy.
Fearless Northlander.
Get back, I
There's
say.
not really much we can do against that other than just throw down a few units, I suppose. I mean, the only removal that we really have in the deck is Dragon Aspect. And I guess if Cool Dragon hits stuff like Mullimnir again, but you never know.
Your life.
Yeah, nice little combo there, and it's not too much of an issue for us. So we hit there. We'll put down a Spider Worker, might distract them for a turn, and Word Wall onto Cool Dragon because we need bigger dragons. I mean, if you can get off Cool Dragon at level 3 times because of Word Walls, you're pretty much set for life. I say that I'm probably going to lose if that happens anyway, no my luck.
I'll take the bad guy.
And it's another one of them. Okay. They are quite painful for us to deal with just because they do snowball out of control in the right, well, with the right kind of plays. They got 2 Magicka, surely there's not really much else they can do. But, I mean, I don't know their deck. It looks like some sort of wounded kind of buff deck, so maybe it might be running things like Fighters Guild Hall and cards like that. Maybe see some Stray Arrows. So, we do want to use Word Wall again on our Cool Dragon, so we can have it at level 3 every time we use it this game. But, that does mean we have to kind of break the ring if we want to put down Narhagaliv next turn, and then we'll play Cool Dragon the turn after. That is currently the plan, but obviously depending on what they do, we might have to kind of improvise. A rapid shot, very nice.
Not but a threat.
I mean, this is actually quite a clever combo. I can't say anything against it. And we draw an enraged mad crab. How useful. Oh, that is the one issue running 2 Old Salty's Assaults, is that having to run an extra version of each of the cards, it does mean you've got a high chance of just drawing enraged mud crabs at not the best of times, to say the least. Right, well, we're going to need to play it safe, so we'll be getting rid of the Fearless Northlander. And if we put down Narhagaliv there in the shadow lane, just because that will spiral a bit. And stick to the plan of buffing up our Cool Dragon. Next turn we'll have to drop a random 12 cost dragon. Which, correct me if I'm wrong, there's only like Karl Drokonid, how he meant to say his name, the willpower one. There's Odavine, there's Parthenax. Are there any others, or is it just those 3? I think it might be just those 3, but my memory's kind of going. Either way, it's still 3 really good choices. Because, I mean, Odavine at the moment would be an excellent clear. Karl Drokonid would be great for reducing the cost of Alduin. and Parthenax, it's 3 extra shouts in a shout deck, so massive win, I guess. Especially as we've been using cool dragons to kind of... We're going to be using a cool dragon to upgrade shouts. And we draw Salty's Assault as well. We've got our swarm mechanics today.
Power of the moons will be mine.
Okay. I mean, I guess if we go with either Clockwork Dragon for the defensive side in the Shadow lane, or actually Spine of the Elder's Blood would be quite nice, just to get our Magicka a bit higher, so we don't need to work as hard to get Alduin. So we've got 3 dragons on the board right now. We've got Old Salty's Assault in hand, which will get us a 4th dragon through Reflective Automaton. That's 8 less cost to Alduin, so 9 cost, and that's excluding our Halls of the Colossus, of course. And that is obviously if they destroy every single dragon on the board. See, I mean, we could just play Old Salty's Assault, get a few Mudcrab merchants down, and see what wares we can achieve grabbing, I guess. We don't want to go too hard on the face, just because if they've always got a lot of cards to react with, especially in Crusader, they could have things like Fell the Mighty, Drive Mad, Piercing Javelin, Feed, Cast Through Time, all of those cards. We don't want them hitting Alduin. Okay, they're trying to get their damage on the face while they can. We draw into another Mudcrab. This time an Ankle Snapper. I think it's going to be time for Old Salty to assault. And do we break a couple of runes just so it's a bit easier? Yeah. We're going to give him Blue Claw Matron here because, I mean, it's a legendary and a common. I'm going to choose the legendary whether I use it or not. And if we Mudcrab Merchant again, actually, we could Ankle Snapper as well, just for the extra bit of damage. Or we could Halls of the Colossus, actually. Yeah, just so we got another dragon on the board. Tell you what, I think we're going to take Solitaire here. Just because, I mean, we don't have too much we can grab. No, they've given up. Well, I guess that's the end of the video. If you did enjoy it, please like and subscribe.